right, thanks, guys. We went 5-0 yesterday in our premium selections on patreon.com/brockpage. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. You can find that information in the link below. That's patreon.com/brockpage. Now, we have ourselves a very short slate of NBA action here tonight, so let's go ahead and get into it. Beginning with the Clippers taking on the Mavs. That's going to be an 8:30 Eastern tip-off in Dallas. The Clippers are minus 2.5 on the road. Totals 227.5. We saw a 1-point move toward the Clippers and movement upward on the total. Los Angeles opened 1.5 up to minus 2.5. Total open 227 up to 227.5. 54% of the consensus are leaning toward Dallas. 75% shaded toward the over. Right now the Mavs are plus $1.25 on the money line. Now, if you like the Mavs in this matchup here, they're on a 5-game winning streak right now, 5-0 straight up in their last 5 ball games. They've also successfully covered the number in those 5 games. So 5-0 against the spread in that same category. They're 6-3 at home this year. They rank in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. Luka Doncic is averaging 31 points a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. And for you math guys out there, that is a triple-double. That's right, Luka Doncic is averaging a triple-double. Kristaps Porzingis, he's averaging 19 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks as well. The Mavs, 3-2 straight up as the dogs, so very good catching plus money. And they also rank in the top 10 in defensive three-point percentage at home. So don't try to shoot from downtown because it's not going to happen. Now the Clippers on the other side, they failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7. They're also just 1-4 against the spread when traveling. They rank in the bottom 3 in road offensive rebounding. They also rank in the bottom 3 in points allowed on the road as well. Landry Shamet is still out indefinitely for the Clippers. And when it comes to this total, Los Angeles is 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games, 60% to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Dallas on the other side, 12-4 to the over on the year, 67% to the over at home. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the home dog in this one. I'm also going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it up, and take Dallas plus 3 and the over 227.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and once again welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's NBA action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/brockpage, where once again we went 5-0 yesterday in our premium selections on that website. We're still hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that website at the end of the show. But once again, link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/brockpage. Now we're going to go ahead and slide to our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Wizards taking on the Nuggets, and that is a 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in the Mile High City. Now Denver's minus 9.5 at home here. Total's at 227. Not a whole lot of movement on this total, but we did see a 1-point fade of Denver in the early wagering. The Nuggets open 10.5, down to minus 9.5. Total open and remains at 227. 63% are leaning Denver, 52% shaded toward the over. Right now, Washington is plus 380 on the money line. Now, Washington is 10-4 against the spread overall for the year, so very good against the number, although their straight-up record does not reflect that. Washington also successfully covered the number in 5 out of their last 6. They're 6-1 against the spread on the road this year. Bradley Beal's averaging 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And Thomas Bryant, 15 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for him. Washington ranks in the top 3 in scoring, top 3 in field goal percentage, top 10 in three-point percentage. Now Denver on the other side, they rank in the bottom 5 in scoring, bottom 10 in field goal percentage. They failed to cover in 5 out of their 9 games at home this year, and they also rank in the bottom 10 in home defensive rebounding. Now total-wise, Denver 3-2 to the under in their last 5. They're also 6-3 to the under at home. I'm going to go ahead and lean Washington plus 10 after buying the 0.5 point and the under 227 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/brockpage, where we went 5-0 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. I like Washington plus 10, under 227. And last but certainly not least, I like Dallas plus 3 and the over 227.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website, patreon.com/brockpage, Once again, we are hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. Now, a lot of folks are asking me, what's the difference between what you do here on YouTube and your Patreon page? And I tell them this. What we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. And, of course, if you were to do that in real life, bet every single game side and total with your hard-earned money, you're going to lose your money very, very quickly. You're going to lose it in the long run, probably going to lose it in the short run as well. The books are too smart. They're too sharp. The math is always against you. So what we do on Patreon is we really nail it down and focus on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But usually we focus on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections. They're games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a lot better than it is handicapping every single game side and total on YouTube. And you can actually check out my current record for free. You can do that right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. My current record on Patreon is right on the homepage. And like I said, you can access that for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, or as I like to call it, Edición en Español. Yo tengo Washington con puntos y los bajos, y final Dallas con puntos y las altas. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And without any further ado, we're actually going to go ahead and dive into some NHL action. And once again, here we have a very short slate of NHL action. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Once again, I got to remind you that we went 5-0 yesterday in our premium selections on patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. The Bruins take on the Canadiens, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Montreal. The Canadiens are not favored at home. Actually, Boston's minus 120 on the road here. Totals at 6.5. Not a whole lot of movement on this side here. Pretty good two-way action there. We did see movement upward on the total. So once again, Boston open and remains minus 120. Total open 6 up to 6.5. 65% of the consensus are leaning toward Boston. 66% shaded toward the under. And right now, Montreal is plus 105 on the money line. Boston plus 205, laying the goal and a half. We have Yaroslav Halak for Boston, Carey Price for the Canadiens. Now, if you like Halak in this matchup here, he's 4-1-1 on the year, 257 goals against, 924 save percentage. Boston is in first place in the Atlantic Division, 15-3-5 overall. They have 35 total points on the year, and they've successfully won their games in 4 out of their last 5. So once again, 4-1 straight up in their last 5. Marchand has 16 goals on the year, 23 assists, 39 total points. He's plus 7 on the season. Pasternak, 20 goals, 16 assists, 36 points for him. He's plus 9. And then the crafty veteran, I think he's 42 years old, 43, Zdeno Chara. He is plus 15. So whenever he's on the ice, good things happen. Now Boston ranks in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in goals allowed. Meanwhile, Montreal on the other side, they're in the bottom 10 in goals allowed, bottom 10 in shots allowed. They're right in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, so kind of ice cold right now for Canadiens backers. Now, total-wise, Montreal 7-5 to the under on their home ice. I'm going to lean toward the road favorite in this one. Give me Boston minus $1.20 and the under 6.5 in that matchup. Next game, Minnesota Wild taking on the Devils, 7 o'clock New Jersey. The Devils are minus 135, totals at 6. We saw a nickel move toward New Jersey and movement upward on the total. The Devils open $1.30 up to 135. Total open 5.5 up to 6. 52% are leaning New Jersey. 57% shaded toward the under. Right now, Minnesota's plus $1.15 on the money line. The Devils are plus $1.80, laying the goal and a half. We have Mackenzie Blackwood for the Devils, Kakinen for Minnesota. Now, Blackwood comes into this game with a .307 goals against and an .898 save percentage. New Jersey's been victorious in just 4 out of 12 games at the Prudential Center. They're officially 4-4-4 at home, and they failed to cover in 8 out of those 12 games. They rank in last place in the Metropolitan Division, 17 points back of the division lead. They're in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 3 in goals allowed. The Minnesota on the other side, winners in 4 out of their last 8, Paris has 9 goals, 3 assists. Zucker, 8